Reach offers a diverse collection of RXML tags that are used in conjunction with HTML in the Reach templates, making these templates quite dynamic and versatile. RXML stands for Robinhood Technology Markup Language and is used exclusively and consistently throughout all RHT products. In this video, I'll explain how all of the RXML tags used in the Reach templates work. There are more RXML tags than just the ones that I'll show you here, as are used in other RHT products, but we'll just concentrate on the ones used in these Reach instances. In order to make changes to your RXML, you'll need to have FTP access to your Reach instance. If you don't have this access, you can contact us and we'll provide this for you. We'll next then need to locate the folder that contains the channel templates, which we wish to make changes to. This folder name is always the same as the URL for the channel. In this case, we're working on the demo email channel, which we can see the folder for here. And within this folder contains our CSS, images, as well as the JavaScript file, and then all of the individual pages for the different steps within our Reach campaign. Let's first look at the RXML tags that are located on the index page, which is essentially the welcome opt-in page. If you recall back in our campaign, you can see the welcome opt-in page here. The first RXML tag that we'll look at is the var tag, or the variable tag, which we can see being used here. The variable tag enables you to output the contents of that variable. You'll simply need to provide that variable name. In this case, the name of the variable is campaign_text_welcome. And when this is outputted, we can see it appears on the site in this area here, which then corresponds to the text that we've entered in the Reach campaign for the welcome page. So outputting variables is quite simple. You just need to know what that variable name is, and then using the RXML var tag, you can output it. An alternative way of outputting the contents of a variable is to place that variable name within curly brackets. So for example, we could output the same variable twice using this notation here. Going back to the microsite, we can see that by refreshing the page, we now see that same variable has been outputted twice. In this case, the second output is as a result of using the curly brackets method. And this is most commonly used when you need to output a variable in an HTML tag. So for example, that would not work, as you cannot place brackets within the existing brackets of an HTML tag. You could, however, do the following. Which would then work. So let's go ahead and undo this. The next RXML tag that we'll look at is the element tag, which we can see an example of here. And the element tag displays the form element on the page. For it to work, the name must correspond to an existing field in the Reach instance, and by doing so, the appropriate type of field will then be displayed, whether that's a text box or a drop-down, for example. So you can see in this case, the first name field is a simple text box. But if we look a little farther down here, the gender, when it's rendered, will be rendered as a drop-down box, which we can see on the microsite. So the first name again is a regular text box, input box, but the gender appears as a drop-down. And again, because this particular field name already exists in Reach, it knows how to render it correctly. An element tag also has the ability to handle any standard HTML attributes. So as you can see here, we've added the size, which is a regular attribute for an input tag. And you can of course use any other attributes which are necessary. Taking one step back for a moment, we also have the RXML form element tag, which can replace the HTML elements of the same name and is required if you're going to use the RXML element tag. The RXML form element has a few advantages for the non-programmer. Used in conjunction with the RXML validation tag, which I'll show you next, validation becomes much easier and is also performed on the server side. As mentioned, you can also then use the RXML element tags within it, where, as you've seen, the elements are automatically rendered correctly by type. And finally, the form action is automatic, meaning you don't have to provide the action attribute, though you can if you wish. You simply just need to provide the form name. So again, the RXML form element is a great advantage for non-programmers, allowing you to quickly code by not having to worry about too many of the options. Taking a look again at the RXML form validation tag, you can provide validation for any element that you wish, so long as those elements are within the RXML form tag, and this includes regular HTML elements as well. For example, this input box element is not using the RXML element tag to display, but can be validated as you can see here. Simply, to validate an element, you'll need to use the RXML rule tag within the validation tags. The type attribute determines which kind of validation should be applied. The element attribute must be the name of the element that you are trying to validate, and this corresponds with the element's name. And finally, the message attribute is the error message if the user input is not correct. To see this in action, we can again look at the channel. And by clicking on the Next Step button, we can see that all of the validation error messages have appeared, as we've not provided any input here. Another RXML tag is the repeat tag, and this tag enables you to loop through a record set. You only need to provide the name of the record set, and this would be a variable that has been exposed to this page by reach. In this example, this code here loops through the number of steps for this campaign, as found in the step record set variable, and then renders the step number tab, highlighting the active step. We can see this on the microsite channel here, where we can see each of the tabs, with the first of course being highlighted as it's the active step. So again, an RXML repeat tag allows you to iterate through a record set for the purpose of rendering information within that record set, or any other purpose that you may deem as necessary. The final tag that we'll look at is the RXML image tag, which we can see used on the coupon step page. And again, this tag is for the benefit of the non-programmer by requiring as few options or attributes as necessary. One excellent feature of this tag, though, is that it will automatically resize the image, keeping the aspect ratio in mind instead of skewing it to a squished or flattened state based on the height or width provided. Like the RXML element tag, this image tag can also take any of the image attributes if you wish to specify them. For example, the title and alt tags, as well as others. And to see this in action, we can take a look on the microsite again, where on the coupon page we can see that both of our coupons are displayed, and each of these images, of course, are using the XML image tag. So in summary, many RXML tags are necessary for the rendering of reach channel templates. RXML also provides many additional features the HTML counterparts don't have, and RXML can be easily added or changed within any template to meet the unique needs of the campaign.